Did I say that last week? Cash flow is putting the puzzle pieces. So in other words, if this comes up to your final exam, any kind of exam, don't you already know the answer before you turning in your exam? Because if you're adding this number, net cash inflow from operating activity, one number, net cash inflow, outflow, investing activity, finance activity, three activity, you combine this number. It could be cash used or cash generated. If it's cash used, we call cash outflow. If it's cash generated, then we call cash inflow. Whatever the number is, this number plus this number plus this number. I'm talking about three subtotal number has to be equal to
The difference in cash between
$1,000, right? So puzzle pieces. Okay, so I'm gonna show you solutions a little bit here, but please do not memorize solutions. So. Okay. Please look at these three numbers. So don't write that down because we're gonna be doing this, and your solution will be in page out until the end of the quarter. So don't worry, I'm not erasing this. So just pay attention. 22,000. Just look at three numbers. 22,000. Is that cash generation or cash used? Generation. 19,000.
used.
Yeah, used. So bracket implies cash used. Under investing activity. Under financing activity, 4,000 cash used outflow. If you're adding those three numbers, has to come to what number? 1,000. So can I teaching you some tips on the exam? If it's a multiple choice question, if these two numbers you know, and then this number you find 1,000 you find out from balance sheet, am I right? If these two numbers, the question, multiple choice question is how much is a cash outflow for financing activity? Do you really have to do this?
No.
I call that cheating, but it's not really cheating. That means that the student has conceptual understanding. So instead of spending 10 minutes on the exam, try to get this number, guess what? This number, minus 1,000, has to be equal to what?
1,000.
Yeah. So I'll just show you one algebra equation. How about that? Unknown x. That's what I'm talking about. Here is the operating activity, here's the investing activity, here's the financing activity. Just pretend the question is how much is the financing activity? Again, I'm gonna switch back and forth the screen here. You already know the final destination, so to speak, 1,000. Where? Again, one more time. From the balance sheet. Simply beginning cash minus ending cash, or ending cash minus beginning that. The puzzle pieces has to fit together, so any number, any one of the numbers, oh well, let's pretend you don't know operating activity. Well, that's the question. If it's operating activity, then you put that down operating activity as an unknown x minus 19,000 minus 4,000, right? So can you solve for x? One algebra equation, then has to come out to 22,000. Lot quicker. But you have to be able to rely upon these two numbers correct. If these two numbers are incorrect, then whole thing collapse. All right. So what I'm saying here is again, before I go into any detailed lecture here, I just want you to know conceptual understanding what is cash flow is all about. I'm making one T, one big T. What general ledger account you think I'm gonna put it down?
Cash.
And most people here, well, actually every single person here, know cash is what side? Left hand side, right hand side. Left hand side normal balance as cash coming in, cash going out. Right. So cash flow is all about, here's the beginning balance. In this case, what was my beginning balance? 2,000. What's the ending cash balance a year later, 12 months later? 1,000. So entire cash flow is explaining what?
What happened?
All this increase and decrease during the year. Again, how many transactions? Yeah, she thought it's about 7 hours to explain to me, one at a time. Right? Of course, she cannot even remember everything either, because unless she has a photographic memory, every single day is a 365 days a transaction. She has to look through the journals and ledger. Okay, January 3rd this happened. Yeah, so that's the cash flow statement conceptually. All right, so anybody in this room likes algebra? I'm talking about simple algebra. Like about 6th grade algebra, not calculus. So I'm gonna show you algebraic equation concept of cash flow. Algebraic equation, all right? So here, balance sheet. What's the balance sheet look like? Can I say that?
Yes.
Okay. So that's the year 2000, what are you using
Or
year
X1.
2001? X1 balance sheet. Year 2002 balance sheet is this. Where's cash in this balance sheet?
Asset.
Asset. So now I'm going to rewrite asset instead of just saying asset. How about that? Cash plus other non-cash assets such as receivable, inventory, prepaid, PP&E, intangible, all that. So I just separate that, right? What did your 6th grade math teacher told you? If you have two algebraic equations, you can subtract one equation from the other. Do you remember that, Gerald? When you were 12, 13? I'm talking about really simple algebra. When you have two algebraic equations, you can add them up together, or you can subtract one equation from the other. Why don't we do that? We have two algebraic equations. So cash minus cash, hello? That's it. Delta cash, am I right? Delta cash meaning difference in cash. In this example, negative 1,000, right? Beginning was 2,000, ending 1,000. Well, you can say 1,000 is the difference. I don't care, plus minus sign. And then bring everything on the other side of the equation. Then what's the other side of the equation look like? Change in all those non-cash assets, the difference between the 2 years, and plus minus, change in all those liability accounts, plus minus, it could be plus, it could be minus, I don't know, and plus minus change in equity. That's it. Folks, I finish. That's the statement of cash flow right there. Algebraic concept. Oh my goodness, so that means to be able to explain one change, the $1,000 decrease in this example, has to be explained by all other account change. Are you at least getting concept? I don't mean to you understand every single element of cash flow at this. I'm trying to give you a bigger picture. I said earlier the importance of a cash flow statement. I gave you a little bit historical perspective of cash flow statement required by SEC, now IFRS, International Financial Reporting. Right. Now I'm telling you conceptual framework of cash flow. So that's the cash flow organized. So instead of listing all those accounts in meaningless way, we are showing some structure, operating activity, investing activity, financing activity, three activity, and the change in cash, beginning cash, ending cash. So that's the $1,000, here's the $2,000, here's one. That's the structure of the cash flow statement as I show you there. So